Good evening. How do you solve the growing problem of violent crime in South Yorkshire? A report published today has come up with 10 recommendations to tackle the problem. They include reducing the number of school exclusions and making teachers more representative of the communities they serve.
Now, it's hard to escape the headlines, isn't it, about violent crime in South Yorkshire, in particular knife crime. In 2018, 8 people were stabbed to death in Sheffield alone, and the number of knife offences has soared dramatically. 5 years ago, there were 546 knife crime offences in South Yorkshire.
But last year, that figure had almost doubled to just over 1,000 offences. Local charities, youth organisations and experts are now working together to combat violence, as Mark Ansell reports.
8 men were stabbed to death in Sheffield last year. Most of the victims were young, 2 were teenagers. They should have had many, many years ahead of them.
Case.
At the Hood Boxing Centre on the Manor Estate in Sheffield, they tried to divert vulnerable teenagers away from violent crime. And it's working.
I was kicked out of every single school in Sheffield, no school wanted me. But in 2016, I found the best school that I could go to, and this was this gym. Because this gym taught me more in life than I learnt from any other school.
We're taught respect, we're taught discipline, and we're able to use it outside of the gym. So it's not just here that we're respecting each other. It changes us, really.
1, 2. 1, 2.
Definitely more places like this. It don't matter who you are, what nationality you are, what your skin colour is. You come in here, it's like a big family. It's like a community.
Now, a new youth violence report by experts from the University of Sheffield, charities and youth organisations has been published. It's calling for a reduction in school exclusions, recruiting more diverse teachers and creating a paid working group, including young people, to come up with ways to reduce violence.
Uppercut hook. Spin out.
Regan Denton, who runs this gym, thinks empowering young people is key.
Give a youth a voice so they can tell what's on his mind and how he feels. And let's listen to that youth. And that's all I've done. I've listened to him and it's dropped crime and fires by half. So it shows it works. It shows it's a blueprint for everything what can go off in the future. But it works, getting them off the street.
Councillor Carlton Rivers represents Broome Hall, an area of the city which has been badly affected by knife crime and shootings. She wholeheartedly supports the recommendations of the report.
The school exclusions in Sheffield has gone so high that we do need to address it. But also, it's evident that not many teachers are from diverse community. There's a lack of BME role model teachers in the schools.
So plenty to do to try to stop young people being perpetrators and victims of violence. Mark Ansell, BBC Look North, Sheffield.
Well, joining us now are Dr Will Mason, a co-author of the report from Sheffield University, and Malachi Haby. Can I start with you first of all, Will? I know you're passionate about this subject. So why is Sheffield the city with such a big problem in this regard?
I think Sheffield, like many other cities in England, has an issue with violence. I don't think that we're saying that Sheffield is particularly any different to other cities. Sheffield happens to be the place where we're doing our work. It's where we're based.
Now, 10 recommendations are all well and good. Everybody would say yes, yes, yes to all of them. But how do you think you'll be able to influence teachers, for example, the recruitment of teachers, and reduce school exclusions as well? How can you do that?
So what we're suggesting with the report is a suite of recommendations. And one of those is to do with school exclusions and the reduction of that. You know, we know from some of the research that's out there that when young people feel despondent with education, excluded from school, then there's an increased likelihood that they might be involved in the kinds of risk-taking behaviours that we're talking about. One of the co-authors of our report is the Cabinet Member for Education and Skills, so we'll hopefully be working very closely together to see how we can implement these changes.
So a lot of influence, actually, or a lot of impetus goes on teachers to be able to change the mood as well, does it?
It's part of a picture, but it's part of a very complex picture. And what we're trying to say here is that that's what's needed. So we're really interested in working together towards a safer city for young people and families, you know, where people have an equal opportunity to live their best lives. And what we're advocating for in this report is a strategy that works across sectors, including schools, education, the police, youth services, but critically also communities, so that it's the voice of communities that's really heard, that's taken seriously, and that we see that featuring in the implementation of developing strategies for safety in the city.
Malachi, you work with young people at the gym. What are the young people that you're talking to? What are they saying about why they're being attracted to violence?
So, right now what we're trying to do is prevent violence. You're talking from a perspective where you're saying they're currently being attracted to it, which you could say some are. However, the majority that we're working on are not. We're trying to prevent it because a prevention is always better than a cure at the end of the day. Do you understand? So that's what Unity Gym is doing at the moment. So what we've done is we've drawn up like 10 with the University of Sheffield reasons why, not reasons, 10 things we could put forward to help communities like Sheffield, for example. And one of the ones I put on there was the paid advisory board, paying the people from the community. So
how would that work?
So what we want is to pay the parents, pay the young people in the area, pay advisory groups where they feel like they're part of a community, where they're getting paid, and being paid represents being valued at the same time. Whereas if you're just asking them to do it or getting them to go on certain things, it can be mistaken for tokenism at the same time. So paying them shows that you value their response, value how they want to come across, what they think is right. And also, there's a lot of unemployed people in socially deprived areas, such as the one we're from. So paying them will actually encourage them. It makes them feel like they're being paid, they're part of society, and ultimately it's like a domino effect. It will help them in the long term.
You both speak with real passion. Do you think, Will, very quickly please, will these recommendations work?
We hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hope so. We think that now is a moment for changing the city. Strategies are being developed, and this is a time to think collaboratively about how we work together more effectively to build a safer city.
Will, Malachi, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much.